Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a product review. As many of you know, I use So Much to Love's whip tracker to keep track of the projects I stitch. I literally have no other organization, meaning paper organization. I don't do a bullet journal. I don't have any inventory of what patterns I own, what floss colors I have. I just don't do that until now. Shazie Z on Flosstube contacted me by email a couple days ago and said, hey, I have these journal pages I've made that I sell. Would you like to review them? Yeah, I'll take a glance because I'm always on the lookout for gadgets or ways to be more organized with my stitching. And holy moly, does she have a lot of pages. Now, she does 4 different sizes. She does what's called A4, which is 8.3 by 11.7. She does A5, which is 5.8 by 8.3, which is the size I ordered from her, because I will show you at the end of the video why I wanted that size. She also does letter size, which is 8.5 by 11. And then there must be something called a classic happy planner, which is 7" by 9.25". So obviously she has I'm going to say, obviously you don't have to use whatever pages don't apply to you. She has, wait a minute, I'm looking to see. It is €10 for, it is a set of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. It looks like 30 or 40 sets of pages for only €10. And then you can buy extra pages for different prices. €4 for a Mill Hill bead checklist, a Kreinik checklist for €3, a Sal tracker page for €1, orders page for €1, a reading books list for €1, and a stock list page for €1. Oh, and then 3 more. Things I need to buy page for €1, and full coverage page count €1, and then monthly plans page for €1. When you see these pages, I was just astounded at how much work Shazie must have put into this. So here are the cover pages. So this is your cover, My Stitching Journal. My day is not complete until needle, thread, and fabric meet. And then she has divider pages also, which I want to show first before I get into the other ones. So stash, plans, wish lists, calendars, shopping lists, whips, Flosstube, to do, to be fully finished, daily, checklists, Sal's, whoops, my dang mouse. Hold please, let's go back down, let me find the Sal one. I want to make sure I don't click off of it. Okay, Sal's. And then that one was just blank. So these dividers, you can organize all of the other pages I'm going to show you within these pages, within these dividers. So let's just go right down the list. We're going to start with this one, which is called a stitching record sheet. So you could use this for current projects. You can see it has start date, fabric, design, designer. This is very similar to what I use for my whip tracker. And then you just print out as many as you need. I mean, yeah. Okay, the next one is called a challenge sheet, where there are people that will challenge themselves to complete a certain number of stitches in a month, in a day, in a week. Here's where you can do that and record that. Then she also has a daily challenge record sheet. Like I said, if you're one that wants to challenge yourself daily, here you go. And you want, this is for someone who loves to be organized. Seriously, like these, there are so many pages here. I was astounded when I was glancing through this. Chart and kit stash. Now this is one that, and I don't know why that keeps jumping. Okay, there we go. This is one that I would probably like to use. I do want to start having an organization of my charts and my threads, meaning so I know what I have. Yeah, right now I'm just, fly by the seat of my pants here. Just going through and saying, oh, I want to stitch this now. Daily record sheet. If you are someone who likes to record daily how much time you stitch, so you can give a record at the end of the month when you do a Flosstube video or on Instagram or wherever, here you go. This is a great page to record that. Obviously, it has spots for 31 days because some months have 31 days, some months have 30. Fabric stash. Now, this is also one that I'm considering using just because I have all of that fabric, but I don't have any record of what designer and what colors I have. When I am picking a new project, I am just going out to my fabric drawer and thumbing through. It may be helpful for me if I know what I have, right? Yeah, obviously. So this is definitely one that I am probably going to use. And it says there's 2 pages. Let me see. Just the same thing. Oh, no. Okay. So this says fabric name, type, count, size, color. And then you can also have, if you want to know what fabrics you have in your current projects as well, you can also put right here which whip. Or you could also put, if you have an idea for a project, if you're kitting stuff up, you could also put that project name there. Like I said, Shazie did a fantastic job because this is the most detailed journal I've seen for stitching. So the next one is Flosstube recording sheet. Okay, this is actually really awesome. And I didn't click on this one yesterday when I was preparing for this video. So if you were someone that does Flosstube and you want to take notes, print this page out. You can put your Flosstube number at the top, the date you filmed it, you uploaded it, pointers, additional notes. This is really awesome. Since I do my vlog now, I film every day for my stitching video. I don't make notes anymore because it's in my head. But when I was doing one big video, this would have really come in handy. Sorry guys, my throat. Okay, the next page is fully finished projects. Project name, start date, finish date, what you did with it. This is awesome if you are someone who finishes a lot of stuff. Believe it or not, I have 18 finishes already this year. I was astounded when I looked at that the other day. So I could definitely use this page. The next one is called a monthly tracker. So if you are someone too that has a bunch of whips and you want to either keep track of what month you stitch them in. I know there are some people that already do this. Whip name, and then you can just do an X or a check mark. The next one, needle minder stash. Oh, good God. You know, I could have used this page when I first started buying needle minders. I have like 150 needle minders now. There's no way that I could go back and remember where I got them all. But for someone who was just starting out and wants to keep track of where they got it, awesome. And look, she even has where it's on a whip. So if you have a needle minder on a project, and yeah, it's great. Love that. Project shopping list. This is awesome for when you're going to your LNS or to a retreat that has, you know, a boutique or a store. Pattern name, fabric required, threads required. Yeah, this is really, really awesome. This is something that can definitely be used by anyone. Why does that keep jumping? That is highly annoying. Yeah, I'm using the other camera, obviously, than the one I film for my vlog. Okay, she just did another one, project shopping list with no title. Same one as the other one I showed you. Project bag stash. Yes. I have a ton of project bags. I know many of you do too. So you can put your project bag name, which whip is inside, notions included, like Karen from So Much to Love includes a bunch of stuff in hers. Yeah. If you used all these pages, you would have the most detailed and comprehensive inventory of your cross stitch stuff of anybody. Okay, Sal list. Now this is awesome too. I don't do a lot of Sals. I actually don't have any going on right now. But there are people that do. A lot of people that do. So, Sal name, designer, fabric, thread brand, specialty threads, beads, start date, release dates. That's actually a really good thing because I know like Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery, when they do their stitch-alongs, they do have one that's all year and they have different dates that it's released on in a current month. But they also have projects that are released like 2 pieces. So yeah, to keep track of this, absolutely. Yeah, very awesome. Okay, things to be framed. Whoops, and I didn't click on it properly. Jesus. Things to be framed. This is another one that is awesome. If you have a bin of shame or a drawer of shame or whatever, and I hate that people say shame, because you've stitched those projects and it's okay that you didn't finish them, in my opinion. So project name, design size, date framed. Next one is things to fully finish. Again, project name, design size, date fully finished. Or you could actually, you know, the date finished column, you could actually put even a goal of when you want to have it finished by. You can tailor this to whatever you want to do. Like I said, tons of pages. Whip list. I know there are people that have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 70, 80, 300 whips. If you don't know what you have, here you go. Whip name, start date, finish date. This would be a way, like I said, I use my whip tracker, 1 page for each project, just so I know at the end of the year what I've done. But if you're someone who takes whips into a next year, into the following year, you could just list them here with the start date. And then when you eventually finish them. Wish list. Now, this is one that I probably will use also, because if you guys watched my last vlog, you know that I have not stopped buying patterns, but I don't buy them like I used to, because I have so many now that I haven't even stitched. I find it so unnecessary to just keep buying. So I've started a wish list. This is actually a really good page. I need to print this one out. Yeah, I'm definitely going to print that one out. I need to make a note of that. And then she has a DMC checklist, which includes all of the colors, including the first new 32, or 35, I'm sorry. Okay, that is the starter pages. There are other pages. I'm going to go through them. She has monthly stitching logs for every month of the year. Here is April 2018, just to give you an idea of what it looks like. If you're a person that sets goals every month, stitching priorities this month, sal dates to remember, projects to work on, shopping list, and then a calendar where you can write down, I'm going to work on this project on this day, and this day, and this day, and this day. Yeah. And then You can even do it Monday, stitchy notes, before, after. I mean, this is, I can't say this enough. This is the most detailed stitching journal I have come across. Okay, extra pages. Like I said, I wasn't joking when I said she had a ton of pages. Etsy order sheet. This looks like a page for someone who has an Etsy store. I don't have an Etsy store, so I wouldn't use this one, but I know many of you do. Sale date, completed date, product sold. Charts and magazines. This is a good page too. I considered printing this one out, but I don't really have a ton of magazines. But you can put magazine name, issue number, chart pattern name, page number, location stored to have an inventory of the charts you have in magazines. I tend to actually pull the charts out of the magazines that I'm going to stitch instead of keeping the whole magazine, 9 times out of 10. Directory, I'm not sure what this one is. Oh, like an address book. I kind of wish I would have had this when people were sending me gifts last year, because I'm going to be honest, I do have some addresses saved, but 95% of the addresses from people that have sent me stuff, I didn't write it down. I didn't record it. And this would have been an awesome way to do that. You can put their name, address, telephone number, email, birthday, things they like, if you know that, so you can buy them presents. Or stitchy kindness or anything. So that's pretty awesome. Etsy orders. Again, I think this is for someone who either has a store. It's got to be someone who has a store because it has customer name. So I guess if you want to keep an inventory of stuff you have in your Etsy store, this is a good way to do it. Magazine backdated. Okay, she has a list here of some of the UK magazines. Cross Stitch Gold, The World of Cross Stitching. And she has the month it was published, the issue number. And she goes back, Cross Stitch Crazy. She has 2016, 17, and 18. Magazine publication dates, this one says. Magazine publication dates. Okay, wow. World of Cross Stitching in shops on a Tuesday, so it tells you what date that particular issue was in the shop. Cross Stitch Crazy, they're in shops on Fridays, and Cross Stitch Gold is on Thursdays. I did not know any of that. PayPal purchases. If you buy a lot of stuff on PayPal, like I do, and you want to record it, here you go. Purchase date, seller, email, the items, receive date, total price. I mean, yeah. Thread locator. Okay, this is also another good one for people who stitch multiple projects at once and you have your thread spread out over many, many projects. I know for a fact that, I only have one master set of DMC. So this would come in handy if I have pulled things to be, if I have stuff kitted up. Because, like, let's say I have DMC 735. Well, I would write 735, the project name, and I guess if you need it for another project that you're stitching on, you put it in the project to space. So you know where it is when you go back to the project from. Do you know what I mean? So that's pretty awesome. Threads needed. Threads I need to buy. Number, price, bought. Okay. Checklist. Year at a glance. Starts. I guess. Oh, okay. This looks like a page that you could, like, let's say in January, I started a project on the 3rd, the 8th. I would put an X there, right? So you can go through all 12 months of the year and do that. So you can see at a glance how many different projects you've started in 2018. And then finishes, same thing. When you finish something, put a check mark in the page. That will tell you in those months how many that's pretty neat at a glance just to be able to see that. Okay. Monthly stitching. Oh, I already looked at that. Monthly stitching logs. Extra pages. I just looked at that. Conversions. Okay, she does have a dimension to DMC conversion list. Awesome. And then she has a Krynic to Petite Treasure braid. Yeah. Again, awesome, because I convert all of Krynic that is in a project to Petite Treasure braid. And the last set of pages, oh, wait a minute. No, there are other pages. Don't pay attention to me. She has checklists. She has checklists for all of the line of Caron Collection threads. They have watercolors, wildflowers, water lilies, and impressions. They are used for different things. They are different thicknesses of threads. The watercolors is used mostly in counted canvas. The wildflowers is really, really thin. I'm guessing it's used on a higher count fabric. Water lilies is their silk. And then the impressions, I don't know what that is. I know I've seen it. I can't think of it offhand what it is. But she has all of them listed here. And the shaded cells indicate unavailable. That color is not available in those lines because they don't have all of their colors in all 4 of their lines. She has a chest also for Classic Color Works. I printed this one out. I'm going to show you an example of what I did with it. This is awesome. This is a DMC checklist, and it has the color of the thread next to it. So that's pretty cool. I like that very much. Then she has another one that says a Dmc Floss Collection. So if you don't have the entire collection of DMC, you could put in here how many you have of, let's say, DMC 7. Say I have 3, because I know there are people that like stockpile DMC 310 or white, or even colors like, what's that brown color that's popular? You would think I would know that because I've stitched with it a ton. It's in like the 37 or 38 range. I don't want to say $37.99 because I think that's that dark gray color. You know what I'm talking about. How many you have stock and then project, what project you have it in. Now this was cool too. This is, if you don't have a DMC color card, here's a way for you to have one. Because this is what the thread looks like in the color card. This is really awesome. I don't know how she compiled this. I was amazed when I saw this. You can see it has the samples of thread next to it. Yeah, that's really cool. Gentle Arts checklist. Yes, please. Petite Treasure braid checklist. Yes, yes. Threadworks checklist. Oh, yeah. And a Weeks Dye Works checklist. Yes, please, also. Because you guys know I've just started getting all of those threads. Okay, so that was the individual files. There are other pages. Okay, these are the extra pages that you would have to pay extra money for, that I listed in the very beginning. I mean, I'm looking on, I printed out, I don't, okay, I don't know, to be honest, because I don't see a price for the anchor threads. So she also has an anchor checklist, just like the DMC one. Full coverage. Huh. If you guys do Heaven and Earth designs, you can put the design name. Say you start at page 1, because I realize that some people do start in the middle, so you might not always be starting at page 1. Whatever page number, when you started it, when you finished, how many stitches in that page. A Krynic checklist. I know that was extra money. That is €3. Mill Hill bead checklist. That's pretty cool. She tells you how many beads per package, what size the beads are. Yeah, I like that. That Mill Hill bead checklist is €4. Monthly tracker. Whip name. Something similar to the other page she had, but this one's a little bit different. Monthly plans. Whips to work on, goals for the month, new starts plan, finishes this month. That could be a good, if you do Flosstube and you only do one update a month, this could be a good page to have for when you go to do that video, if you're keeping track of it all month long. My stitching projects, name of design, designer, date started, threads used, fabric used, stitch size, frame size, stitch count by, so this is almost like a whip tracker page, except it's a little more detailed. Reading list. If you are someone who also reads in addition to stitches, as many of us do, or if you're a fan of my recommendations, because many of you do seem to like my recommendations that I put on Instagram, have this page handy. Book, author, and then when you started and finished. And then finally, a SAL tracker. Name, fabric, specialty, beads, specialty threads, when the parts are released. Yeah. So that is all of the pages. I am going to pause the video and I'm going to flip you around so you can see me, because I wanted to show you, I printed out the Classic Colorworks checklist and I wanted to show you what I did with it. So I will be right back. Okay guys, so the size I wanted from Shazie was A5, which is the 5.8 inch by 8.3 inch, specifically because I wanted to put them in my whip tracker. I have 2 covers. Karen had made me a cover as a gift. So what I did was I ordered an additional binder from Amazon, I think. And so I printed out the checklist of the Classic Colorworks. And all I did was I printed them out on my 8.5 by 11 paper. But if you hit, print actual size, it printed it out in this size. And all I did was I used my paper trimmer for scrapbooking and cut it out. And I have a mini 3-hole punch already, and I just hole punch the pages, and there you go. So yeah, it's already, that's what I'm going to do with my pages. I'm going to have a totally separate binder for my pages. So, to contact Shazie if you want to order these pages, I think the price is very reasonable for all that you get. She has a Facebook group, or you can email her. I will link both of those below in the description box. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you for watching and subscribing, and I will see you in my next video.